What are some of the entrance requirements for joining?
Entrance requirements, they need to be on track to graduate. Getting your high school diploma is very important. Obviously, make sure you stay out of trouble, stay on top of your grades, and then we also, they have to take the ASVAB for all branches, which is an aptitude test.
What is the ASVAB and when should students be taking that? And then is there a minimum score that students will need to enlist in the branch?
So the ASVAB stands for the Armed Services Vocational Aptitude Battery Test. They should start taking it around their junior year. They're actually eligible their junior year, and they can take it again their senior year, depending on their scores. The score is good for 2 years, and each branch has a different minimum score. I know for the active and reserve side, we start at 31.
What are the physical requirements for joining the military?
The Federal Army, the U.S. Army, the Army Reserves, and the Army National Guard all have the exact same standards. The part-time and the full-time are going to do the same fitness standards, and it's 2 minutes of push-ups, 2 minutes of sit-ups, and a 2-mile run. It is different scoring brackets for different age groups and male and female.
So our physical fitness test consists of 2 minutes of push-ups, 2 minutes of sit-ups, and a 1.5 mile run. Each age group has different standards. Unless you look into special warfare, then you have to do push-ups, sit-ups, 1.5 mile run, and then pull-ups, and then a 500-meter swim. Some
of our physical fitness requirements for joining the Marine Corps: just to go to boot camp, you have to have, for males, a minimum of 3 pull-ups, 44 crunches, and run a 1.5 miles under 13 minutes. For females, they have to do 2 full dead hang pull-ups, 44 crunches, and run under 15 minutes, or they can do 25 push-ups.
Can a friend go to boot camp with me?
Yep, we have the buddy system is actually what it's called, and it allows for 2 friends to join, go to the same basic training and the same job training.
When should students start working with a recruiter?
Typically, we start working with recruits towards the end of their junior year, going into their senior year. They have to be at least 17 years of age. Now, I mean, we will talk to them and kind of go over, what they need to be looking into to be qualified, but typically we don't start working with them until around that time frame.
What are some of the disqualifiers?
So for disqualification purposes, across the board, it's about the same. For the military, for the Marine Corps specifically, some are more scrutinized, such as tattoos, and the others a case-by-case basis, depending on what their medical history deems or their moral history with police involvement.
So tattoos and piercings are some of the disqualifiers. Could you give me a little bit more information about that?
Certain tattoos, so like gang-related tattoos, those are just kind of a case-by-case review. We allow tattoos on your feet and on your hands, and then a 1x1, on your neck, but no bigger than that. And as long as everything else is, being covered or on your arms or your legs, you should be good upon review. So as long as you're disclosing all of your tattoos to us. Piercings are usually good, except you can't have nose piercings, facial piercings. You can have your ears pierced, 2-point gauges, but they have to be able to be taken out and heal.
What are some of the misconceptions that you hear about the military?
I think the biggest misconception I hear about the military in general is that everybody's a war fighter. Granted, we all do stuff to support that effort, because it is what we train for, but not everybody does, run through the woods and shoots at people. It's really not how it is. There are other jobs.
What types of jobs are available in the military, and will I be able to get that type of job when I leave the military in the civilian world?
For myself, I work in communications. I work on computers and satellites. What that translates into is I can go out and work without having to go into college, just the certifications and the on-the-job training I have. I can start working into a 6-figure job. And for other jobs in the military as well, you get on-the-job training, certifications, and programs that relate back into the workforce that are nationally and state certified.
Are college credits valuable for students that are going into the military?
They are valuable. With an associate's degree, I know with the Army and the Army Reserves, the Army National Guard, with an associate's degree you can come in as a private first class, make a little bit more money. As well as if you have a bachelor's degree, you can either come in as a specialist or a lieutenant if you want to get commissioned and be an officer.
What kind of benefits will I receive if I go into the military?
For benefits from them receiving from the military, there's the basics of tangibles of the GI Bill for college. Once you're done with your minimum contract enlistment requirements, you have financial security of getting paid the 1st and the 15th, always receiving a paycheck. Then you have your medical and dental coverage for yourself and for a small copay for your family as well, so making sure that you don't have to have any burdens in that sense.
What's the difference between active duty and reserves?
So active duty is a full-time job. It's, once you enlist to go through your training, you're going to get a full-time paycheck, get paid on the 1st and the 15th of every month. You will also get full medical, full dental, as well as those college benefits, life insurance, and it's a 9-to-5 job. You get paid vacation. On the part-time side of things, that's just what it is. It's a part-time job. It's 1 week in a month, 2 weeks in the summertime. You do still get the medical and dental insurance, but you do have to pay a little bit for it. And on the part-time side of things is designed more for someone that already has a civilian career or is planning to start their civilian career right off the bat or go to school. So that's kind of the differences. It kind of just depends on what path you're wanting to take.
Will I have to go to war?
Well, most people ask me that in my office. I tell them, yeah, there's a high probability that you'll end up going to war, no matter what your job is. But what you're doing while you're there varies from job to job.